I think I figured out the secret to making Minecraft hitboxes bigger. People have been figuring out how to play Minecraft PvP for years, and more specifically, how to get an advantage over other players. Whether it is studying your favourite PvPers' every move, or watching technical how-tos to figure out exactly where you're going wrong, or if it's to invest money in the newest Ghost client. But come on, really guys? But if you're like me, you don't want to spend 12 hours a day sweating out Minecraft. Not all of us, but some of us have better things to do. And this is where the ultimate Minecraft gaming resolution with bigger hitboxes comes into play. See how I'm overshooting rather a lot? Is it because I'm bad? I mean, well, sort of. But is there just an easier way to play? So I must explain. Most of us will be used to and playing on a resolution of 1920 by 1080. This resolution has done us well for years, with a mix of good performance and clarity, but today is where it ends. Playing on a resolution of 1920 by 1080 or 1280 by 720, 2560 by 1440 or 3840 by 2160 all have an aspect ratio of 16:9. This is the ratio of pixels from width to height. Another example to explain this is an actual ratio that exists, which is 1600 by 900. But for the purpose of this video, we are all ditching those resolutions and moving to something more optimized for PvP. When I made the switch, my tracking of a player just seemed easier, less effort to focus on the tiny enemy, which is Steve. And this is what it looks like. On first glance, it's not much, just a slightly broken version of Minecraft, stretched if you will. But what you don't realise is the actual benefits that you receive when changing to this. If any of you have played CSGO, then you'll know that pros and players alike would use this trick for the exact same reason that I'm using it for Minecraft, bigger hitboxes. Except back then, I think they actually believed they made the hitboxes bigger up until much more recently. But what this does is removes mainly width and a bit of height and stretches the image out to fit back into the 16:9 ratio, which is your monitor, because there is the height and width of it and it needs to fit in the 16:9 ratio, except we're not using a 16:9 ratio resolution. We're using a 16:10 resolution, and the way it looks on a 16:10 screen is not the same way it would look on a 16:9 screen. By doing this, a player's body and hitbox will actually appear to be bigger. Now, I know some of you tryhards are going to try and dismiss this. Maybe argue that FOV is the same adjustment that this makes, making things appear closer or further away from you, except FOV is going to change your aim and, more importantly, both the height and width respectively. This is why stretched resolution is so good. It manipulates your game to remove unimportant parts of the screen that are mainly only useful for background details or the scene. You just need enough to tell you which way the enemy is moving, and ideally more area where you're hitting your enemy. And this does exactly that. Okay, so there are multiple ways to do this. The version that will work for everyone is if you go to display settings, scroll down and ignore all of this. You want to go to advanced display settings, and then this is my main display, so actually that's my main display. Yep, so you want your main display, mine's display 2, and if we go to display adapter properties and then we list all modes, you will want a true color 32-bit and then your highest refresh rate. So mine's 144, yours may be 60, it may be 75, it may be 165, it may be 240, 120. You just want to find out what your maximum is. The closest quality resolution to 1080p, which is a 1610, is 1680 by 1050. That is what I have been using in these clips to demonstrate. However, we've got some 4:3 resolutions here. Oh, this is 4:3, I believe, which stretches the screen even more. So if you want to try this, your Minecraft may look quite ugly, but it's up to you whether you want to try this. And then 1280 by 800 is another 16:10 ratio that is close to 720p. So just keep that all in mind. The one I want is this one. If I hit OK and apply, it's going to do some weird stuff with OBS, I think. Yeah, so these black bars that you see are actually the edge of my screen, but OBS records it as if it was on a 16:10 ratio screen. So when it looks like this, that is what I see on my screen. And yeah, that is how you do it through the Windows method. I'll just quickly change it back. And if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, then you want to right click on your desktop, NVIDIA control panel, and then you will have all the options here. If you see 3D settings, display, change resolution, and you have all your refresh rates here, and these are all the different resolutions that you can pick from. This, the one I'm recommending, or the one that you've seen in these clips, but you can experiment with all of these. These are the super stretch reses that people used to use in Counter-Strike, so keep that in mind. And this is the lower quality resolution 16:10 ratio if you would like to try that as well. So yeah, I think that's all I need to show really. If you have any scaling problems, so that's 1280 by 800. If you have any scaling problems, come here and click on this and make it full screen, and yeah, that should fit it. Aspect ratio will give you those black bars, probably. No scaling will give black bars around the side and the top, so full screen is what you want to do. And I think I'll finish off with some of my clips in 16:10.